Good afternoon. How are you? Anointed ones, promise keepers. I can't figure out what I'm going to call you guys. But anyway, how are you doing this Sunday afternoon? This is Lisa, Chats with LA. Just reaching out on my third vlog. I'm excited to be on number three. One for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Ghost. How about that? God is truly good to me, and He's been blessing me over and over and over again. I want to thank Him for each and every one of you that take the time to listen to my blog and watch. And I hope that something that I say encourages you or touches your spirit and keeps you continuing to watch. And hold on here. Sorry, guys. I have a horrible cold. I have like a head cold, and it's got me all up in there. My eyes are puffy. It looks like there's something here. I don't know what that is. They've been running. This eye is hurting. I've been wheezing, and my niece and my daughter both had colds, and I guess I just got it. I'm hoping that it will hurry up and pass because I was really sick earlier this year. Well, not too much earlier. A couple of months ago, I had the flu really bad, and I had to be admitted to the hospital. So, needless to say, I am not wanting to be sick again, but that's the ATL for you. This weather, it'll do it. But I wanted to definitely come to you guys and say happy Sunday. My Falcons, I don't even want to talk about them right now. We just going to leave that alone, okay? Um, but I do want to thank you all for taking time out to watch my channel. And I do ask that since I'm sharing this kind of through my Facebook, excuse me, until I get a little bit more subscribers, I'm asking if you don't mind if you once you click on the links that I send through Facebook, if you wouldn't mind clicking on the subscribe button on YouTube, it would be very helpful to me and very appreciative because I am trying to venture into doing this as a daily business or kind of daily, but I'm doing it 3 times a week. And who knows, it may lead up to daily, just depending on what type of audience I capture. My channel definitely will be spiritual and motivational. I love God with all of my heart, soul, and mind, just every sense of my being. And I'm so grateful and thankful to Him to be here and to be able to have a platform to share my life with you and welcome you guys into my world a little bit. And hopefully be able to be a blessing in your lives. Those that, excuse me, who I do, who are the people that are drawn to me. I would say that God allows to be drawn to me because it's nothing that I do. It's just all about Him, and I'm definitely excited to see where this goes. I want to thank God for my 13 subscribers that I have. That I last checked that I have. And I thank you for all of the views that I have had. With the views that I've had, I would encourage you, if you view it, to just subscribe. It's just pressing of the button, and you can thumbs up the video or you can thumbs down the video. It's up to you. If you don't like the content, let me know so I can know where to kind of go with my vlogs. This is new to me, but I'm definitely excited about it. I am still working on my opening, my beginning. I'm going to, it's taking me a little bit longer because I'm going to let my son, my middle son, he sings and plays, and he's just anointed by God musically. So we're going to allow him to utilize his voice and be the person behind the scenes. And then I'm waiting on my niece to help me with some of my graphics and things of that nature. So as I progress, hopefully within the next week or two, you'll begin to see some changes on my vlogs as far as the beginning, the opening stance part of it. And I'll try to maybe introduce my family, my kids into the videos. The one I probably have the most trouble getting in them is be my daughter. She's kind of got her own little thing going on, this thing called Musically. She's doing actually very well. She has almost 5,000 fans, and we're excited about that. So I'll see if she wants me to share that with you guys or not. She's just her own little, excuse me, her own little person, her own little being. Don't judge. That's just what she likes doing, and actually, she's pretty daggone good at it. So, some of the content I may not always agree with, but it's just something that she likes to do. It's kind of like Vine, but a little bit more extended, where she gets a little bit more into picking a song and making up little faces or whatever to go with it. And she does some dancing on there, but she's really good. So I'll see if she wants me to share that or not with you guys. And I've told her to try to link it some kind of way if she can, maybe even to Facebook, so that you guys can see a couple of her videos and see how good she is. She's very good at dancing. I didn't know my child could move like that. But why wouldn't she? When I was younger, we used to love to dance. And, I remember dances at Grady High School, woo, woo, Grady nights, and, just having a good time. So she takes after her mother in that respect. So I just wanted to come with for today and just, it's Sunday. It's a laid back day. It's a relaxed day. And it's just a day that I just want to say thank you to God, because He's just been so good to me. No matter what I've gone through or what I'm going through, He's still good all the time. And I want to kind of pick up a little bit where I left off at. My last vlog was just about getting acquainted, giving you a little bit of information about me, letting you know that I have 3 children. What I didn't share was I actually have 4 children, and my 4th child, I lost my baby when I was 6.5 months pregnant. His cord got caught around his throat, and he died inside of me. And that was like really, really hard for me to handle, because my husband and I had been trying for I think we had been married at that time about 4 or 5 years. And I actually had to go to a fertility specialist. Didn't understand why I had a hard time conceiving when we got married, because I was very fertile. I didn't have any problem getting my other baby. So to lose him was very, very hard. I didn't have any understanding. Excuse my hair, guys. It's just one of those days. Not feeling good, bad hair day. But anyway, yeah, losing him was really, really hard. That's something I don't talk about a lot. I did have a little, I was just didn't understand God at that time. When you want something so bad and then it finally happens and then it's just snatched away from you. I just felt like this empty hole inside of me. I had to bury my baby. I didn't want to cremate him. I just wanted to give him a little burial, and God allowed me to be able to do that. And he looked just like his father, and he was born before my daughter. So, but about 4 or 5 months later, after I lost him, Pop's miracle, my daughter, I was pregnant found out I was pregnant with her. So, God replaced my angel with another angel. And that pregnancy was, with her, was very hard. I was in and out the hospital, excuse me, oh gosh, at least 9 or 10 times with all kind of issues. But God blessed and moved, and they ended up taking her right the day that I turned 9 months. They ended up taking her by cesarean section, and I was just so elated to have my baby girl, and I knew that I didn't want any more. I had already created it, every sex that there is, boy and girl, and I was good. I had 2 boys, and then my girl was last. So I thank God for blessing me with her. So yeah, that was a little hard for my husband and I, but I can say that it brought us closer together because we were going through some really turbulent times at that time, but God saw fit to bring us closer together during that time. So, um, that was just a challenge that I had to go through, and I always try to look at life as to like a testimony. Like if it's something like that's a great trial, I wonder why is it that I'm going through this, and God just kind of explained it to me spiritually that it's not for me. It's a trial. It's a testimony, and surely enough, if you gone through something traumatic like that. 9 times out of 10, you're going to meet somebody in your lifetime that will have that same experience, and you'll be able to be a testimony to that person and witness to them and let them know that they too can overcome. And that actually happened to me. I had one of my manager's wives had went through that, and when I went through that, my cousin just told me this thing called an angel unaware, and that's what he was for me. Like I felt like I had my own little angel in heaven, and it was just an awesome way that God gave it to me and created a poem. And I ended up giving that poem and framing it for this woman that I actually really didn't know that well. We worked together, but when I found out that she had gone through that and she was having a hard time recovering from it because they really wanted a child and she miscarried very easily, I was able to impart in her life that poem, and I was just so thankful to God, and she was just so appreciative that I took the time out to do that for her. But it wasn't anything for me to do. I felt like I had to do it because somebody helped me get through the process, and I was able to in turn around and bless somebody else to help them get through the process. And then she did end up turning around the following year, and she conceived again. And they actually had to put her on bed rest early, but she did end up having a little boy. And so, till this day, they only have that one child, but God did bless. And I'm just so thankful that I was there to be a testimony, because sometimes when you go through something like that, you just really want to give up and you don't want to try anymore, especially if you had that to happen multiple times. You just don't want to try anymore. But thanks be unto God, she didn't give up and she kept the faith, and she went ahead and allowed God to do what he needed to do, which was bless her with a baby boy. Coffee, sorry. And he's a teenager now, I believe. So, because it's been a long time since that happened. Um, So I'm very thankful for that test in my life, because it did become a testimony and it did help somebody. And actually, she's not the only person that I've met that I've had to share that story with, and just encourage somebody to let them know that God did not leave them. We don't always understand why we go through certain things in life, and why God takes us down the roads that He does. But there is a reason, because it's to help somebody else. It is a testimony in your trial and your test. So I'm thankful to God for that. So in actuality, I have 4 children. And I'm just so blessed to even have my baby to. He was the only child that I had vaginally. All my other kids I had cesarean. So in that way, he was very special to me. I had to labor with him. I had to, go through excruciating pain to get that little baby here. But unfortunately, he had gone on back to be with God, and who could blame him? Who would want to come in this mean old, cruel old world? I think he saw a glimpse of his future and said, I don't want none of that. And he went on back to glory. So, but it left us with a deep hole in our hearts. But, we grew from it. We loved more from it. And, even though it was a hard breaking thing, it was a blessing in it. It really was a blessing in it. So, just know that God is good, and you really can find a testimony in bad situations. You just have to find the good in it. And there was also another young lady that I had to share that with. One of my ex-church members went through something traumatic as like that. But you just be there for people, and especially when you've experienced it. Like I used to be like, I couldn't, when people would say, I lost my mom or I lost my dad or things of that nature, I couldn't relate to that because I had not experienced that. But excuse me, once I lost my mother, now I could relate to what people experienced when they said that. And that in itself is a vlog that I'll handle later on, because that one is pretty deep for me. And don't want to get too deep today, but excuse me, guys, I'm really sorry. But I told you that these vlogs would not always be flowers and smell goods. And today is just one of those days where I'm really battling with this head cold, chest stuff. So, but I did want to, keep my word and make sure that I do my 3 times a week. And I wanted to make sure that this vlog gets up today. So, yeah, that was just a little bitty glimpse, a little bit more of a glimpse into my life, and something that was really traumatic for me. But I did end up turning that traumatic event into something good. And I use him as a testimony a lot, because I think that he's there fighting for his mommy. Everybody don't have their own personal angel. And, well, I think everybody does. I won't say that. I think everybody's been assigned their own personal angel, but mine was special because he came through me. And just a blessing from God. So, just going through life itself is a journey. It's a test of our strength. Um, it just is a journey, and it definitely has challenges, but there are challenges that sometimes people give up on life, and I've been there myself where I just didn't want it anymore. But who am I? God has the last say, so you can do whatever you want to do. But if God ain't ready, it ain't happening. So, I've experienced so many different things that I feel will be a blessing to help other people gain strength and pull from me the strength that I've gained from my war wounds, I'll say. But we all go through things, but I'm just a regular, ordinary person, just like you, and I am out here just choosing at this point in this time in my life to be an open book, kind of sort of. I've always been that way. Um, in a sense, I would say in my adult Christian life, I've been an open book because I always want to be honest with people and forthcoming. I don't want to ever be found dishonest because that's something that's dear to me. I feel that if you don't have your word, what else do you have? Your word is your bond, and I live by that. Words can be empty, and that's why I say they're your bond. And once you take on that word, you have to put an action behind it because we all know the word of God says faith without works is dead. So we have to work through our faith. We have to work through it. It's things that we don't see. We don't always see. We don't always understand. But with a little bit of work and a little bit of help and pushing your way and praying your way through, you will get that understanding. You will get that resolution that you need. And eventually you'll get that peace that you need. So just know that if you press, pray, and don't give up, you'll find your peace. I promise you, you'll find your peace through any situation that you're going through in your life. God is so good to us. He definitely takes care of us when we don't take care of ourselves. So, with that being said, I don't want to be too lengthy today because it is Sunday, but I did want to come forth and bring forth my third vlog and be on point with it coming before the next week comes in. So I wanted to just reach out to you guys and let you know that I love you. And I thank you so much for even taking the time to even listen to me. There's nothing special about me. It's just, like I said, something that God's laid on my heart to do at this particular time in my life. I like I'm 50 years old. I'm not working at this time due to health issues. Um, it's been a journey. I've been ill for about 4 years. And it's been a journey. I've had a couple of surgeries and um, just gone through and the process of waiting for disability and things of that nature. It's challenging, but through it all, I just trust God and believe Him that it's all going to work out in my favor. So um, He's just good, in spite of it all. I could be doing a whole lot worse, than I am. But by the grace of God, He's keeping me. And I said I wanted to just take this little venture on. And if it turns into something great, if it doesn't, still great. I won't stop. If I still have 13 subscribers in 2 years, then that's the 13 that I'm supposed to minister to, and so be it. But I don't believe that. I believe that God is bigger and greater than just 13. There are more out there for um, God to use me to touch. So I just want to give thanks to Him for leading me this way because uh, I'm not a shy person. I'm not introverted, but I don't have a big circle of friends. I'm very choosy about who I let in my life and around me because of not wanting drama or attention or, I've been through so much with mess that at this point in my life, I don't have time for it. So I'm definitely looking at this to be a blessing to people. And even as it blesses me, as I bless you, God blesses me. And I'm thankful for that. Next week, I'm not sure what I will speak on, but I will let God lead me and guide me into a different direction. It'll be a little bit more me opening up. And I'm kind of afraid too, because sometimes you don't want to give people your personal information, but at this point in my life, that's what I know I'm being called to do. There is an audience for this, and I know that there is because I search for it myself in searching through YouTube and different channels and looking up different things, trying to get guidance and understanding through things that I was going through. And I was like, wow, Lord, there aren't that many of us out there that are, doing your work and succeeding here. I mean, there are a lot of people of color that are doing great things through YouTube, but I don't find, well, I haven't found, and I could be wrong because I've only searched a lot to find a lot of inspirational type channels that kind of give a kind of like a guidance or um, a statement that says, hey, I've been through this and I survived and you can too. And I always search for things like that because sometimes you may not have, you can have the best friend in the world or you can have many friends in the world, but sometimes in life, things get busy, right? So you may not be able to reach out to your friend, or you may reach out to your friend and your friend got stuff going on and your friend don't have time to talk or your friend don't have time to listen. So you have to try to find another avenue to reach and help you to get through some of the stuff that you're going through. And social media can be good and it can be bad, but I want it to just be a good thing because I know that, especially when I started going through this process of becoming a non working person, I needed help with just trying to find out where to go, needing help with certain things, and just trying to figure it out. And in me doing that, my thing was, let me get on the internet, let me Google it, let me see what kind of info I can find out for myself. And sometimes you just want to hear another voice of someone that has possibly gone through the same thing that you've gone through and can encourage you to hold on. Um, and that's what I was looking for. I wanted someone to motivate me, and God just said to me, well, why don't you do it? Why don't you in turn that around? You're looking for somebody, but somebody's looking for you. So I was like, okay, let me ponder over this. Let me think about it. Um, and then I just said, let me just do it. Sometimes you just got to step out on faith and just do it and believe that God will lead and guide you. And that's where I'm at with it. So I'm praying to God that I be a blessing in your life, and that there's something that I can say um, that will be uplifting and spiritual in your life, and that you walk away each time that you watch my vlog, you walk away with a feeling or a sense of being um, understood, or knowing that you're not alone. How about that? Yeah, that you're not alone and that somebody else has gone through it too. So that's pretty much where I want my vlogs to go. From time to time, I'll do little things where I'll include my family. Um, in my vlogs. Those that want to be. I don't want to force this on anyone because this is something that I want to do and that God has laid on my heart to do. So I definitely don't want it to be forced. To be forced on my children or my family. If it's uncomfortable for them, then I definitely don't want to take it there. So I'm hoping and praying that each and every time that you watch,